Hello, YouTube and general internet people that still find books interesting in this age of media overload. Today, I will be doing a review of Wild Violence, edited by Nick Harper. It is a horror anthology generally based in nature. Um, some more nature based than others, some not. Once again, it's from Blood Rites Horror, a very good anthology of various horror themes and ideas, even when limited to just based on nature and such. Um, Overall, I would say definitely one of, out of the three I've read, it's in the top two. That's whether that's saying a lot or not. Yeah, it's up to you. Um, so my favorites in this have to be, and I want to get the titles right. Um, the Overnight Forest, the first one, surprisingly, it's an unnatural forest grows overnight in Vatican City, and things come to life. It takes the toll and just starts murdering people in Vatican City that are employed there, work there, what have you. Um, and it turns into a kind of a terrifying play on the allegations placed on the Catholic Church over the years. And it brings about some disturbing things with children in the past and whatnot. Very good story. Not as much nature based. I mean, yes, it is a forest, but it's a supernatural kind of gory forest. But very good story. Um, Over the river and through the woods. Another one. It's the second one. It This one actually had my heart pounding for a bit. It's kind of follows just the general idea of a standard horror story or horror movie. You know, gore, kind of the unknown beasts, just general deep seated fear of what could be out there, and an exploration of a little bit of the woods. It very good. Power Lines is another decent one. I'm just trying to remember which stories are which based on the contents page. Um, Again, not terribly nature based. It's about power lines in the middle of a winter storm, and the nature trying to get back at humanity, and in particular this one guy, for allowing a power company to put up power lines throughout his land. Odd, but short, good. Ends up with, minor spoiler, ends up with him joining those forces in a mysterious crypt full of hundreds or thousands of dead creatures, people, animals, what have you. Um, so, Inside Out. Anything with nature, you can imagine what Inside Out would be. It's one of those stories that's just kind of, it deals with insects and laying eggs inside of bodies. It just gives that creepy kind of shuddery chill vibe to just make you cringe, because an insect is laying an egg inside of you, and its larva eats its way out. You know, it's gross. It's gross. It makes you feel gross. You want to check your room for bugs after it. Yeah. Uh, the Granddaddy Saguaro, second to last story. It's weird because, you know, is the main guy in it is a human smuggler, uh, a border crossing aid for illegal immigrants. He runs from the cops, ends up in a bit of desert surrounded by a bunch of saguaro cactuses, cacti, whatever. Um, and they come alive and start chasing him. Very interesting horror premise. I haven't heard of anything other than, you know, the Ents in Lord of the Rings where plants come alive and whatnot, but these ones are vengeful. Um, it's good. And then Krodha, I'm not sure what the pronunciation going for by J.D. Keown was, but it gives the vibe of kind of like, what is it? I just had it too. The kind of like a Guardian of the Forest. Um, I know it's a Dr. Seuss book and movie. Lorax, the Lorax. It gives a kind of a Lorax vibe, but more murderous and kind of body possession, body snatcher-ish. Um, kind of goes along with the idea that humans are just destroying the world and shouldn't invade nature as we do. So, overall, Wild Violence, I'd say 4 out of 5 stars. Obviously, with any kind of anthology, some hit, some miss. This one has 11 stories in it. Six of them definitely stand out in my head as being very decent horror stories. The other 5, they're not bad by any means. They're good, but they don't stick out to me as my flavor of horror. Um, my only gripe is some of the word choice flow isn't where it should be. But I mean, these are all independent writers, independent publisher, independent editor. Things aren't going to be perfect, for a lot of big produced books. So I forgive that. I love horror. If you do too, give it a read. This one supports the wildlife protection and conservation. Words are hard. Wildlife protection and conservation. I think all of it goes to the WWF. I could be wrong. Either way, it says it's printed in the US too, if that makes a difference to anyone. I don't know. If you managed to sit through this whole thing, props to you. Not sure I could have done it either. I'm just rambling in front of a bookshelf at the top of my staircase. I'll see you guys later. Bye.